Hello, hello. Welcome into the Upland Cafe Nightly Show here in the plaza, over on YouTube, on Discord. We're getting that set up right now as well because I know that people can't be everywhere at once and it's hard to do so. But welcome in. Today is the 2nd of January, 2024. Happy New Year. It is a new year. We took the night off yesterday because there hadn't been news in the Upland for about a week, and now we have news in Upland. News in Upland today, we'll get into two main things. Obviously, first is Upland starts things off this year with an asset sale. Get into some details. We have some thoughts, or I have some thoughts, anyways. Get into those here as we start off a year that I optimistically say hopefully is a year of UGC in Upland. So we'll see what it looks like with an asset sale right up front. And big news, maybe not. But Ethereum bridge now put in place, or the ability to bring your Ethereum and use your Ethereum to buy UPX. We've had previous options available. Now going through MetaMask, we'll talk whether or not that's a huge option for people, what that looks like, and again. It's another feature. It's another feature of funding yourself in the game of Upland. So we'll get into that option. And then, of course, just looking at the fact that we did just end the year of 2023, not looking back as much as looking forward here. A couple things that we expect in the next 2 weeks here, and a couple things that update as the year starts. Before we do get started here, all views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone. Disclaimer up front. Do not take them as coming directly from the team of Upland or the game of Upland. Anything that we do have throughout the show should not be taken as a game strategy or financial advice. Try to drop in the the news as it comes in. Have some opinion along the way, which is not Upland's for sure. And I guess we do have on. They do have their own opinions. They should be taken that way. Should not be taken as coming from myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show. The team of Upland, the game of Upland, should not be taken as financial or game strategy advice. With that out of the way, let's share this. This is a pop-up in the game of Upland. I had to save it. I had to save it so that we can take a look at it together. Here's the pop-up in the game of Upland. If you logged on today after, I don't know, I think it was 8 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, this would have been popping up for you. And here it is. If the computer catches up. And here we go. Big update from Upland. We've integrated with MetaMask, enabling crypto purchases starting with ETH. Players can now buy UPX packages in our store using crypto. With more information, or with more items to follow, in currently desktop only. Stay tuned for exciting developments. Here's the thing about buying UPX with crypto. It had been available for a very long time. It had been available for I think it was years. I think we could say almost 2 years. And again, there was some issues with the operator. There was some questions about latency and how easy it was for certain people to use. Theoretically, MetaMask is going to be more broadly used by a larger user set. So I get that. I understand that concept. I understand that it may be easier for some people to come into the game and fund into the game of Upland than it is on the USD side. There are all types of places that do not work well with, do not work as well coming in and working with the Tilia side. I know people have had issues with Tilia cashing in and cashing out. This is just another method of how you can put UPX into the game of Upland, how you can move money into the game of Upland. And of course, this sounds like this is a purchase option. This is not an option to move in and out crypto. This does not mean that the MetaMask integration has anything to do with the UPX that you have in your account and your balance. There's no exporting your UPX. It's not going to be happening. I know that we've already got some speculation on that front. I can say I'm pretty certain that's never going to happen, or not going to happen as UPX currently exists. But what it does also mean is it is our first breath towards something we know is happening, or at least we project is happening. That's Sparklet. With the integration with MetaMask, theoretically, MetaMask would be one of the wallets that would be used, or theoretically maybe the first main wallet that people could use to export into their MetaMask, funding with their Sparklet, or moving their Sparklet in, by going through a bridge where they're going to be exchanging Spark for Sparklet at a 10 to 1, or yeah, 10 to 1, I should say. Yeah, 10 to 1 or 1,000 to 1, actually, 1,000 to 1 ratio, and getting that put in. So I think that's one step towards something that we all want to happen, and or most people, it was a vote, and again, the vast majority of people did want to see Sparklet get in looked at further. They didn't want to see Sparklet potentially become a part of the game of Upland. That is something that, based on that vote, is supposedly happening this year. We know that there's a lot of people on the team of Upland Voice that things about Spark and the importance of Spark in 2024, and I think Sparklet's a big part of that. The use of Spark in other ways in the game of Upland, potentially energizing cars. So that's going to be a big part of the economy. So this, for me, the MetaMask update tells me, A, if you've got some Ethereum, you want to put it in Upland, you have an easy way of doing through MetaMask. But number two, it means that MetaMask integration, that's going to be key to being able to pour out your Spark, or in the form of Sparklet. That bridge is going to be maintained. That relationship is going to be put out. And as of right now, that is going to be one step that Upland doesn't have to do in 3 months or 4 months when they get ready to actually do Sparklet. So that's my positive. That's my positive right now on this development. It means as much as it means at the moment. But again, the bridge with Ethereum is going to be key here long term, and it's going to be something we are going to want to be able to keep our eyes on. Second announcement of the day, obviously, we'll get into the official announcement, but we can see it right now. We can see a registration currently 25 USD, or $24.99, or 25,000 UPX. You can register for a Robots, ROBOTZ bundle. Will look cute, the name. You think it's a sponsor, you think that it may be a company that's existing, that is going to be a brand partner, but it is a bundle here with Upland. We'll get into the details on that. We obviously saw that drop earlier today. Specifically on this one, again, gotta start the year off with a sale, it looks like. We did talk about one key thing here on the UGC front. Submissions for UGC starting on the 2nd are going to be suspended, or not going to be available until further notice. Theoretically, it's a few weeks. We can determine if a few weeks is 2. We can determine if a few weeks is 6. Obviously, a few weeks being more than 3 is generally the normal indication. So definitely expecting this to be something where we're not going to have UGC submitted for a while. And here is a sale. Upland is filling that void with assets. Excuse me. And doing it early on. So let's take a look at the sale. And again, on the sale, key thing here is it came early. I mean, again, they didn't wait long. We're taking a trip to the future of Upland with the Robots Revolution. Check out the awesome wearables, cool block explorers, and futuristic map assets that we have to offer this time out. But that's not all. We're bringing back the brand new burn mechanic to give you the opportunity to get even more exclusive block explorers, or even an exclusive car. What more could you want? Here are the details. So again, like I said, this is kind of coming out of the gate, coming out early, and we're going to do an asset sale. This is a sale that Upland's doing through their store. Another bundle sale, USD side, UPX side. Again, it is something that we know that we are going to continue to periodically get these from Upland. It would have been nice if it was at a time when UGC was, in the position of continuing to push stuff out. I like the idea that UGC is going through a facelift. I would love to see what that means here. Once we do get the UGC submission process all figured out, theoretically, things should be able to get better with a redesign, if that's what's happening over the next couple of weeks or next few weeks. And fingers crossed, that's exactly what we're going to see. As of right now, this is what we have on the side of assets. The robots wearables aren't just cool, they're a revolution in digital fashion. Think of them as your key to standing out in the bustling virtual world of Upland. Whether you're chilling in the cafe or exploring future dynamic 3D spaces, these wearables are your ticket to turning heads and sparking conversations. What's interesting here is something that I want to point out. I want to point out right here: chilling in cafes. All of the cafes in the game of Upland right now are currently closed. We do have a plaza. Hi, guys in the plaza. We do have a plaza where people can go and have an open space, and we do a few shows that are broadcast in the plaza. There's a number of broadcasters who have a time slot one time or the other. And there could be events that are held periodically in the plaza as well, but no cafes at the moment. The question is are the cafes coming, or is this more of a little bit of a slip here that we don't have cafes right now? The parlance has changed to plaza as of the moment. But key thing here is yes, if you wear a wearable, it is a way of changing and displaying yourself in a different way. I love changing up the costumes for wearables. Wearables in the game of Upland, I think I'm up to like 8 or 10. I am not going and buying them on the secondary. I'm getting lucky and buying them where I can in Upix. That's a key thing there. Buying them where I can in Upix, and I've got another sale here, another opportunity to do so. And these costumes, again, these wearables, I don't dislike them. We got the Crimson Enforcer, Sunfire Sentinel, and the Arctic Guardian. I love a Gundam. I love a mech. I can see what's going on here, and again, keep in mind that Upland is trying to push this. A couple partnerships along the way. Oni Force, which is going to kind of give a little bit of that same thing, that same anime, maybe a little bit of crossover with people looking at Gundams, looking at mechs. Maybe that's kind of the aesthetic that Upland's going for here. Starting to welcome more things coming in from more communities, being a little more diverse about the assets they're putting out there. Each piece of the master is a masterpiece design, a blend of futuristic flair, and unique style that screams Upland trendsetter. Again, are we getting a little verbose here? Are we getting a little far here in the language? But let's take a look here at the specifics. Again, robots wearables is a key thing here. Robots, ROBOTZ, is how these are, how they're styling this. Introducing spectacular robots explorers as well. The Crimson Enforcer, the Sunfire Sentinel, and the Arctic Guardian. Here's the Block Explorers. Owning any of these explorers is a statement of style and prestige, a testament of your savvy and status in the digital realm. Again, maybe we're getting a little far here. Maybe we're getting a little too promotional, but again, fun with the language here along the way. But here's where the real magic can happen when you burn all three of these exceptional explorers. They combine and transform into something extraordinary. It's like when you take those little mini lion bots and you get them all together, and never mind. The rare and coveted Cyber Centurion or Volt Vortex robots block explorer. Again, I mean, come on. It's an easy grass to get to. You get the robots. Each of the robots has their own thing. They all get together. You get the super version. Are examples of other parlances and other brands that do similar things. They're out there. And I'll be honest with you, I definitely like a lot of them. So Voltron or whatever you want, or whatever direction we want to go, let's do it. The twist, the block explorers you receive from this alchemical fusion is random, adding to the exhilarating layer of surprise of your Upland journey. Again, key thing here is it is a randomized exchange. You don't know what you're going to get. You are burning 3 assets to get one. You can't guarantee which of the 2 options you're going to get. By adding these awesome explorers to your collection and engaging in the transformative burn, you're not only playing the game, you're shaping a legacy in the ever-evolving world of Upland. The way you're shaping the future of Upland, in theory, is a burn period. There's a deadline. You don't burn by the end of the deadline. That's the maximum amount of these redeemed block explorers that'll be out there. You'll have a certain percentage of the block explorers that people end up burning and getting redeemed, and then you get a certain percentage, obviously, that'll stay in the non-burned form. We'll see what that number ends up being. We did see that with Miami Burn. You had a number of the block explorers that stuck around. You saw that the BEs from the the eShop owner sale, there were specific ones that got burnt a lot more often than others. Yay, Cubano. That Cubano stuck around pretty well. Looks like not a lot of them got burnt, which is great on people. Burning those other ones, keeping those Cubanos around, keeping the Cuban coffee around. Right on you, folks. Those were the best block explorers out of that bunch. And I'm glad to see not very many of them get burnt. We could see in this, again, that some people may prefer to have the 3 initial block explorers instead of the resultant. You're having to burn 3 for 1. The original block explorers are mint of 150, mint of 100, and mint of 200. Again, mint of 100 means that there's a total of 50 of the Volt Vortex and 50 of the Cyber Centurion that are available to be redeemed. But ultimately, a 1 of 100 block explorer is relatively rare. So we definitely could see people make those decisions not to burn these block explorers, to hold on to the 3 instead of burning 3 to get 1. By adding these awesome explorers to your collection, engaging in the transformative burn, again, you're quote unquote shaping a legacy. And again, the shaping the legacy is we're going to have a different future depending on what people choose to do in Upland with these assets in the future. Key thing is the burn mechanism is still set up. The incorrect combinations will result in a permanent loss of your block explorers. There's no easy redeem feature. There's no way to protect yourself. When you have these burns, you have to follow the instructions and make sure you're burning 1 of each. That burn is going to end January 9th at 9 a.m. PT. That's the end of this burn, so definitely double check before you do so. Map assets. The robots map assets aren't your ordinary addition to your collection. They're the epitome of uniqueness and style. Again, we're getting a little far here with the language. Each asset is a bold statement piece designed to elevate the charm and distinction of your properties. Crimson Enforcer, Sunfire Sentinel, Arctic Guardian. Done deal. We have the names of these items. We've come up with this idea that these are characters that Upland has for us, and very much so. I see this Handzilla. This does feel like AI. It does feel like ChatGPT. It does feel like the language is kind of cycling, and the promotion is pushed out in a way that again, very much so following that pattern, Handzilla, of is this written by AI? It feels that way. It definitely does. And Blue, not spending ETH on OpEx. I think that there's a lot of people in that same boat. People funding into the game who can't fund in with USD, who want to buy OpEx. I can see that being the case. I can see people using Ethereum theoretically to buy when we have the USD specific sales in the future, when we have bundle sales in the future where people are, for example, buying totems. People were plenty willing to buy the USD version of those totems. They all sold out. I could see if that was being something where you could directly buy in a bundle on the UpX, instead of the UpX side, the USD side, if you could buy with Ethereum. I could see that as being a bundle sale that makes sense for some people. But of course, again, how many people are buying UpX with USD right now? That number is less than it was in the past. So we'll see what the utility here is. But of course, my utility for this announcement, for this side of things getting pushed out with the bridge, with the MetaMask integration, is the future of that MetaMask integration and tying it to the potential of Sparklet. Let's figure out the actual giveaways here, what you're looking at getting. But here's a real kicker. For the first time in the game of Upland, and again, I'll get excited about this, and maybe not the language, but I'll get excited about this. You have the ability to turn them and unlock the exclusive awe-inspiring Sunfire car. It's not just a reward, it's a badge of honor, a rare jewel in the crown of the Upland aficionado. Okay, burn 1 of each of the map assets. So you're burning asset type. Asset type is map asset. You're burning 3 of them. You're getting a different asset type. Car is a different asset type. So this is the first time that's happening in Upland. We may see this happen more often. We can see this in Upland where participation in one event or one collection or one purchase gets you into a different type of event. We kind of have seen this with gated entry, holding on to a pass, redeeming that pass, gain something as a return, or holding on to a memento, that memento acting as a gate, allowing you to enter certain sales. And now we see more of this. There is a way for holding certain assets to transform, let's put it that way, into something else. And again, I think that these transforming robots, I'll leave it there, transforming robots that Upland has chosen to put out at this time, was intentional to say you can change one map asset. It's a burn and return mechanism, but you can transform different types of assets into each other, with the potential here moving forward being kind of limitless, or at least being pretty expansive, where we could see this done in between a lot of other asset classes long term here. The deadline to burn all the items is Tuesday the 9th, 9 a.m. PT. If you don't do it, forever hold your peace. Burning the incorrect combination will result in a permanent loss of your block explorers. Make sure to double check before proceeding. And they said block explorers again. This is map assets. So you can lose these map assets by burning them incorrectly. You won't get the Sunfire Sentinel cart if you don't burn correctly. So do it. Burn correctly. And or don't do it at all. Here is the bundle sale. Again, you are going to get a map asset plus one other item. You're getting two items. You're paying the 25,000 UPX to the $24.99. 100%. You will get a map asset. And then you may get a block explorer. You may get a wearable. 50% chance of each. So you get two total items. Plan on getting that map asset. These NFTs are randomly selected, ensuring a delightful surprise at each bundle. So here's some key details here, looking at the pricing, looking at the timing, look at the when to act. Tuesday, January 2nd, 8 a.m. PT, that was this morning. Things got kicked off for the registration. The sale starts tomorrow, Wednesday, January 3rd at 9 a.m. PT. $25 USD or 25,000 UPX will buy you a pack. Total number of packs on these, we can go back and see that there are 450 of these in USD. There's 450 of them in UPX. Simple math says if we have even distribution across the line, we have a potential, and it's not written out here, we have a potential of 150 of these carts. We see Crimson Enforcer, total mint 150. Arctic Guardian, total 200. I don't know if the math works because there's 900 total. You have to have 3. You can only get the map assets, 1 from each. I think that even though there's a total mint of 200 here in the Arctic Guardian and 150 of the Crimson Force, obviously they can't both happen. We can't have 350 of these if you have to burn 3 map assets to get there, unless there's other ways that the robots are going to be distributed before the 9th. We don't see any information that this is going to happen, that there's going to be additional giveouts. Maybe there's going to be additional giveaways of the Arctic Guardians in other ways. But like I said, as of right now, we don't see the burn mechanism is necessarily going to justify the 350 total here, which means that we probably won't see the total 350 between the Arctic Guardian and the Crimson Enforcer carts. Again, $25 USD. Apologize for the Crimson Force, $25 USD for the Guardian if you want to come and be part of this exclusive cart sale. Buy a bundle and get a shot at Cart Glory. Again, this is outside of the burn here. This is the key thing, right? If we were to burn, there wouldn't be enough to be given out all the way around, so they want to sell you some carts. If you grab a bundle, you'll be unlocking your chance to purchase an exclusive cart. Pick from the Fiery Crimson or the cool Arctic design. Again, this is a gated sale. They are taking advantage of every new mechanic that we've put out all at once. We have the gated sale. We have the burn mechanism in a couple different versions. And of course, we have our old tried and true favorite, which is the randomized sale. Register early. Get lucky to purchase if you get in the early spot. If you don't get it to buy it in UPX, you have the opportunity to buy it in USD. This is a pattern we've seen for a while, and we'll continue on with it. The cart sale is exclusively available to those who have purchased the Robots bundle. Again, there's going to be 350 of these carts, 150 of the Crimson Enforcer, 200 of the Arctic Guardian, $25 USD, and the UPX option is non-existent. So these carts are going to be priced at $25. There was this question about less than a week ago where we were asking about the market value of the UGC carts and if the UGC carts were going to be affected by Upland continuing to put carts out. The best thing Upland can do to protect the value of UGC carts is to limit the number of carts they sell. The second best thing they can do is, as they sell carts, carts are at a relatively high price, or at least they're not selling down the market, uh, holding up or upholding the value of the market. Technically, there is a cart that's UGC right now that's selling for about 30,000 UPIX. It's selling for less in USD. These are selling for more than that, for $25 a piece for each of these carts. If you ask me, that's kind of preserving the value of the UGC market, at least for now. I really hope Upland doesn't undersell it, and it looks like right now they aren't. If you want to get this in OPEX, the least amount of money or least amount of OPEX you have to spend is 75,000 OPEX, at least by buying packs or bundles, buying the map assets on the secondhand market right here. You could theoretically buy these for a lower price and then burn them to get the Sunfire Sentinel cart. But ultimately, if you went and bought the bundles, you would have to pay at least 75,000 OPEX on this side. And then right here again, 25 USD for this cart, 25 for this cart, no OPEX value, just USD. I'll take it. Like I said, holding the market on these carts, I hope, is something that Upland takes seriously. I hope Upland doesn't try to flood the cart market. I really want this to be a UGC project. I thought it was going to be one. My fingers crossed it stays one. At least we have some UGC carts hitting the market. Obviously, some stuff coming from Upland, but they're not underselling it as of right now. The cart sale is exclusively available to those who have purchased a robots bundle. So here's the twice unlucky thing that Goldie gets or might get in this. Goldie might not get lucky to get a bundle because he doesn't buy the bundle on the primary. There's no way he can get himself available to buy on the secondary or buy in the secondary to qualify for the Crimson Enforcer or the Arctic Guardian sale. Again, on a USD only sale for this cart, it may or may not be something I choose to go in on because I've already have a couple carts to my name. If I don't have a cart and I really like the look of the Arctic Guardian or the Crimson Enforcer, I may be in the market to buy in the USD side of things, to buy it primary. I don't have that opportunity if I don't get lucky. So get lucky the first time. If you want to get lucky the second here. The sale here, again, let's look at Upland's language here. This marks the beginning of a revolution in Upland. It's an opportunity to showcase their strategic prowess and redefine the experience in this digital universe. Every decision you make has the power to sculpt your journey. So are you prepared to dominate the realm of robots? I think, again, it's a little bit much. As Hanzilla says, it does sound very much so that it does feel that way, that this is something that's getting pushed forward as maybe AI is the one who's saying it, but ultimately it is something that you are making a choice as far as what you burn or don't burn. Does it affect the total quantity of these moving forward? It affects the quantity of the redeemed and the not redeemed. But so we'll see what happened here. All stats on the carts are supposed to be the same, only cosmetic bets. I think that's the case. Yes, they are all the same. So far, we've seen that between the Upland provided carts, they are the same as the UGC cart. If we go and look at the UGC cart, the Phantom, put out by DTech, we have a couple that are being made by other manufacturers right now. Same stats. Everyone has the same stats across the board. When you go and race these carts, we did this on Christmas Eve. They all have the same stats. And yes, Hanzilla, support UGC. That was my message to get in the new year, 2024, the year of UGC, and we get a sale right up front here. But yes, I mean, buy the Phantom if you got 30,000 OPEX. Buy the Phantom. If you got other players or have other stuff coming out right now, take a look at what they have coming out. I know that there's a number of designs that are in for approval. There's people who are getting in line for manufacturing now to try to get those carts out. Go and shop. Look at what's available. You can go and see on the vehicle, on the showroom side of things, the car showroom, the vehicle showrooms, and you'll see that you'll start to see some UGC pop up there. So definitely get in, take a look at those UGC options, and get to work on it. Again, you do have to do a little shopping to find these. Trying to do a one focus this year for me again with this announcement up front. We know Upland is going to continue to sell things in Upland, and that is part of how the machinery, the company of Upland continues to move on. Understand that 100%, and it will continue to be the case. I will continue to buy many of these packages throughout the year, but I will continue to support UGC as well. So one thing I do want to focus on this year, like I said it last year, I didn't get the opportunity to put as much energy as I wanted to into it. This year I do, and that is for highlighting different UGC artists throughout the year, people who have new things coming out, especially people who are pioneering new types of UGC, or people who are just putting a lot of effort to put a new product out into the market. The new cards as they come through. Is there a new card out there? We'll take a look at the market as it continues to evolve and talk to UGC artists who are putting new things out. I'm talking to some community leaders. Hopefully, get on to do some interviews here later in the next couple of weeks to talk about some of the things they are doing and pushing out for UGC. So I would love to talk to you if you are working on a project, you're working on some UGC, you've got an integration of UGC, you're making your UGC do something in layer 2, you're making your UGC do something in layer 1 in the format of working specifically with nodes, and you're trying to beautify one area, one neighborhood versus another. Love to have that conversation and share that as a project that people can keep their eyes on. Of course, very much looking forward to seeing that be the case here and to continue to encourage UGC community and development throughout. So fingers crossed, we've got plenty of that coming later this year. We have plenty of that coming later in January. And if you have a project you want to have highlighted or featured, talk to me. We'll see what we can do for time, and we can see what we can do if your project makes sense to get put out there. It's not always a commercial, but it is an opportunity for people to see what other people are working on in the UGC space. Send me a DM in the Game of Upland to the Goldsmith, and I will get to you, and we'll get it figured out from there. So a couple other things here. Obviously, we saw the two announcements to start the year off. One of them is actually a lot bigger for me than it looks up front. Again, the MetaMask integration means that we're going to have a much smoother transition long term down the line here with Sparklet. I'm happy it's there. I use MetaMask. It is a safe, or relatively safe, very easy to use form of crypto wallet management. So, that's not too bad. Second piece here, obviously, really flexing the muscles with this burn mechanic. I like that Upland's working on the burn mechanic. I like that it exists. I don't know where the future applications are going to be. I do like that they're limited the period of time that you can burn. I do like that they are emphasizing that this potential to burn one asset category and earn yourself a different asset category. Here, map asset, burn and get a cart. I like that that's there, that people have the opportunity, the market has the opportunity to decide how many of these cards get redeemed to some degree, if depending on value. And I do like the idea that this card theoretically ends up being worth a lot more in UPX. Again, just to saying, that these are worth 50%, if that's the case, of that bundle, and that you have to get at least 3 bundles. If you get lucky, you're probably not going to be able to buy 3 bundles. You're going to go in the secondary. You're going to have to pay 15 or 20 or 30,000 UPX. We don't know what the price is going to be. The market will determine that. People who are selling will determine that. But you're going to have to pay 30, 40, 50,000 UPX to get all 3 of these to redeem to get the Sentinel card, which theoretically puts the value in UPX significantly higher on this side for a Sentinel card than to just come and buy one of these for USD. Again, if that mechanic works that way, it's going to create different classes here within the same potential rarity value. Again, we could have theoretically, we could have up to 300 of these cards redeemed. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that. You've got to burn 300 of the Enforcer, Sentinel, and Guardians all together to end up with 300 of these cards. I don't think it's going to happen anywhere close to that. But whatever that circulation ends up being, the pricing, the cost, the likely cost that people are going to pay to do it is going to push it significantly higher than these costs of buying on the USD, setting the UPX and the USD sale pricing is potentially a little different, which kind of does follow what is going on in the game of Upland as a whole. Which again, if the economics make sense in Upland or the economy seems like it's following the economy of Upland, it is what it is. I accept that's the way it is. One of the way that Upland has been could potentially hold some of the value of Upland is selling the USD and UPX options at the same price in bundles, which we see them doing. They're not selling an UPX bundle for 100,000 UPX and a USD option for $10. So that is a positive on their side. But doing a USD only sale again does set those assets off on a different side here. If you want to own them in UPX, you have to buy them on the secondary, and that does create that secondary option or that secondary economy for the people who do have car or vehicle showrooms. Go figure. We are creating an opportunity or continuing to create an opportunity for that secondary market on the UGC or the asset side to continue to exist, which again, if I look here, if I talk about the UGC side of things, the primary, the artist making something and then selling in their own shop, we now also have a reason why we have a secondary value, why we have to go to the secondary market to buy something. Because if I want to buy this little red guy here, if I want to buy this in UPX, I'm going to have to buy it secondary. And again, if that's the case, if Upland does that as a strategy moving forward, it's going to justify us having this meta venture process. And again, that's been the question. That is the question of why are people buying through a meta venture? Why are they not buying everything direct through Upland? If Upland creates these pathways, there's an answer. There's an answer there. Why why people aren't just going to Upland, because they don't want to spend the $25. They've got 60,000 UPX, but they don't have $25. This on the market could be 30,000 UPX, it could be 40,000 UPX, it could be 60,000 UPX. It depends on how it ends up hitting and what people are willing to put it up for in the shop. But I expect the UPX value on this to be higher on a 1,000 to 1 basis. I expect it to be higher than 1,000 to 1. And we'll see. We'll see how this ends up working out. But again, I see this as a potential supportive of what already exists. The secondary market already existing. People will sell these in UPX, I'm sure, because the person who buys in USD is going to sell them in UPX to get a larger amount of UPX than the equivalent of 1,000 to 1 buying it in the shop. Go figure. We'll see how that works, and I expect it to work that way. Checking here, it's seen again. I agree with Hanzilla with the language here. When not hating on AI being involved, it does feel. I don't know. It feels a little weird. It goes back to the old days of like, was this written by somebody who was writing language for people to read it, or were they writing it because they wanted it to hit certain things on the SEO side of things and buzzwords for SEO, and it doesn't feel like it's meant for human eyes to read. This is the exact opposite. This is a computer writing for human eyes, and it still feels a little clunky here. But again, very much seeing that. Very much looking forward. Hanzilla putting out new things here, specific for the Portage Park area. So yeah, I mean, I like it. I like the idea of continuing to put out assets specific to your node or your area, meant to celebrate the area, meant to be displayed and used in that area. And maybe soon we have that locked feature that we see here where you own one item, you're allowed to go and buy others. Maybe we can turn that on or unlock that. You have to own a property in a certain neighborhood to buy an asset in shops. Upland may be able to do that for us in the not so distant future. So that's another potential of this sale. I see multiple mechanisms happening in the sale. I like that these mechanisms are being tested. Again, it feels very early for Upland to jump out with a sale when UGC submissions are on a little bit of a hiatus. But again, I can see a lot of positives out of the sale as well. So you gotta take the positives and you gotta look for the best of the outcomes. And again, outcomes here are we're gonna continue to play with the dynamics, and we're gonna have some secondary here. We're gonna have some secondary action for sure on the side of people buying stuff and selling them in the showroom. So good luck, and we'll keep our eyes out over the next several weeks. The two things that definitely are worth highlighting that are going on right now. The first one I've already gone over is the secondary secondary sales going to continue to go on for UGC, but UGC submissions are going to be delayed, are going to be on hiatus for a short period of time. So keep our eyes out. A few weeks might mean 3, a few weeks might be 7. We don't know. But we are going to continue to have people not be able to put things in as originally planned on the UGC side. The new version that's coming is supposed to be enhanced. We will see how easy that is to use. Fingers crossed, it's a lot easier than what people have been doing in the past. Fingers crossed, it's a lot faster. Looking forward to that. And then the other piece that we are looking forward to is we are on a countdown count, and I'll say the countdown clock is 14 days. And why the reason I say 14 days is they said the first couple weeks when they should have the announcement or the stream or the whatever format is coming. It does look like it's going to be some form of video of the roadmap update for Q1, Q2, or Q1 anyways. So we know what's going on this quarter. Upland did reach out to the community and did already say Upland 2024 is going to be heavy focus on Spark. What do you want to see Spark do? How do you want to see it be integrated in the game of Upland? Hopefully they're taking a look at that. It sounds like they are taking a look at what is going on and what people want to have done with Spark, integrating that into Q1 and Q2 plans, Q2 roadmap, and then getting that pushed out here in the next couple of weeks. So fingers crossed, we're going to see that here very shortly. That should happen the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, other than that, we're going to keep on. We are going to continue to take a look at what's coming up for the rest of the year. Upland has a focus and a continued focus with the NFLPA partnership. I'm sure we'll be looking at a wind down here where we will have some type of event as we do end at the end of the season in the next few weeks, next several weeks here in NFL. PA or NFL as this real world season winds down. I know we'll have some events along the way. We do see the continued events that were set up at the beginning of the year winding themselves down as well. I won a football at the year-end celebration here, so I'll say that one more time. So the NFLPA partnership obviously still going on with Upland, and it was good enough. It was good enough to get me a football, so definitely worth it for now. But looking forward to seeing what else we do here as we end of the year. Good to see a Grizzly. Good to see what we have here coming into start of the new year. Of course, what do we have that we're coming this quarter? We'll be surprised over the next 2 weeks when that comes out. Looking forward to seeing everybody on Friday. Look at everybody. I'm still broadcasting things voice only Wednesday, Thursday, Monday. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday. Yeah, sure. Voice only in the Discord in Upland, here in the Plaza, Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. PT. Continue to do this tradition. We'll continue to keep things going and try to do some new things here in the year of 2024. Keeping our eyes out on UGC and trying to highlight as many people as we can. Keeping our eyes out and trying to highlight as much Layer 2 gaming, as many mini games, as many custom created environments that continue to get put into the game of Upland by Uplanders and again development companies as they come in. And again, I love this being organic Uplanders. I love UGC coming from Uplanders. So that's what we're going to continue to highlight this year. Looking forward to making the year 2024 the year of UGC and Upland. I love to see Totem. Love to see Spark. Year of UGC. Let's make it happen. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. Looking forward to the rest of the year, and of course, as I do jump out, if you're in Discord, the floor is yours. If you're in the Plaza, stick around, have a conversation with the other Uplanders. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and I'll see you on either tomorrow or Friday, depending on what methods you come in and see. Thank you. Take care.